Hey, hello, this is Liz Wright from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm going to be doing a colour and chat in this book of mine. I don't know how to pronounce it. I believe the English is Flowers and Butterflies. It's a book I bought many years ago, I think in about 2017, from Sweden. It's by Maria Wedin. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She is a fabric designer, and I've no idea if the book is still available or not. It's actually a very beautiful book. It's got this really thick cardstock paper. If you'd like me to do a page through of it, I'll do so with pleasure. I have done one page in it before. Well, there's a quick flip anyway. Where's the page I did? That's the one I'm busy with. I've done that page. I did that in about 2018, I think. And I'm busy with this page. I'm nearly finished it, and I thought to finish it, and it's being the 1st of December today that I'm filming. It's not a Christmas picture, but I thought let me just do a colour and chat to finish. I'm using all kinds of things. You can see already there's some shine on it. Don't know if you can see. Let me get rid of this and see if I can move. Never know how to get, there we are, to show you the shine. I've put over there, and I put in the center of these things. That shows a bit. I've just bought, and I'm so thrilled with, and I couldn't wait to try it, this Folk Art Extreme Glitter Hologram acrylic paint. And I saw Sandy in Color Creatively mention it, and I bought it from her link, and I am so thrilled with it. I'm using all kinds of things, all in this pencil bag. I'm using my Arteza Gel Pens, and I'm using my Crayola, what are they called? Supertips, and I'm using various Kolores. I've got the beautiful pastel set here, and then other ones. These are an inexpensive student grade pencil called Kolores or something. We get them here in South Africa, and I quite like them, so I decided to show them some love, and I'm just going to continue and chat away as I try and finish this picture. So I've done the center of the flower with some gel pens, and now I've been dying to use these gorgeous pastel pencils that I bought. They're also the Kores, K-O-R-E-S, Kores, and then I've managed to use them quite a bit in this. I want to tell you, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much to each and everybody that has already subscribed to my channel. I'm so grateful for each of you that are there, so grateful for the people that comment on the videos. As you know, I just love comments. I don't know, I think I don't like going out all that much, but I think in my own way I'm quite social. I love people. I love interacting with people. So I'd like to thank each of you for being there and for comments and whatever you say, and the emails I receive. It's just lovely. This paper is actually really amazing. It's quite thick, sort of like cardstock, but unfortunately don't fall in love with this book, because I've been on to Pen Store. Pen Store is the shop in Stockholm which I bought it from, and it's no longer available there. And then I did a Google search, and I see it's available from some Swedish second-hand shops. So I'll put a link to that in case anybody is desperate for it, but I think there's one copy. And what I did with the site is I went into Google Chrome and I translated because the whole site's in Swedish. So yeah, so this is more about just chatting. I mentioned in a previous video that I'd been thinking of blogging and all of that, and then I thought about it a bit more, and I am kind of spreading myself a little bit thin as it is. I'm trying to publish low content books on Amazon, so excuse my head there, that's sticking in. So that takes quite a lot of my time. I publish things like composition notebooks, journals, that sort of thing. And then, as you know, I've written the little children's books, and those are under Nana Liz Colouring. The composition notebooks and things are under a different name. Anyway, that's beside the point. It's got nothing to do with colouring, but it takes time. So then I thought, what I wanted to blog about was things like I enjoy talking about. So I decided I'm just going to make some of my colour and chats like a verbal blog. So today I wanted to have a little bit of a chat about some of my thoughts about getting back on track when you're feeling as if you've lost your enthusiasm for everything. And I wrote something, so I'm reading kind of what I wrote. And many people tend to lose their enthusiasm for life somewhere along the way, whether it's down to depression or because you're stuck in a rut, or sometimes, like for me, at times when I went through empty nest syndrome, I suppose that was a form of depression as well. So losing your enthusiasm can suck, and I think as colorists we often say we've lost our mojo, and that's losing your enthusiasm for coloring. Luckily not for life, but it's also a symptom in a way. So I was looking at some of the things that we could do immediately that can help you regain some of that enthusiasm. So one of the things that's a good idea is to figure out exactly what it is that's holding you back. Is it self-doubt when it comes to your art or your coloring? Do you feel not as good as the next person when it comes to something like, for me, running a YouTube channel? I look at these highly successful channels and I think my art's not good enough. How can I deign to do something like that? And that can get me down and make me lose my enthusiasm for it. So self-doubt, maybe you had an unrealistic expectation and that led you to give up on what you wanted. So say you were wanting to start your own business and you thought that you would earn X amount and it didn't happen. Or maybe you thought when you did your coloring, your finished pieces would look as great as some of the people that have had art training, and then you compare yourself and you decide you're not good enough, but you are. So when you figure out exactly what it is that's caused you to lose your enthusiasm for life or for coloring or for art, you can then work and look at ways of getting it back. So if it's your enthusiasm for life and you're really feeling down, one of the things that one can do is to get into a healthy kind of routine. One thing that's going to really help you to regain your enthusiasm is getting into a healthy and a positive routine. The things we do each day determine how we feel. So if you're currently feeling lost and like you're just sailing blindly through life, switching up your routine can help. Start with your morning routine. Does your morning routine leave you feeling energized, positive, and inspired? If not, change it up so that it works better for you. For instance, my morning routine at the moment is I wake up and I pick up my phone, which is not really the best thing to do. Then I get out of bed, I switch the kettle on, and I fill my body with caffeine, and I usually go to the computer. None of those are really very healthy, are they? So, okay. One of the things I would suggest is that you avoid checking your phone and the news as soon as you wake up. I don't check the news early anymore because it's just too depressing. Do things the night before that will make your mornings easier. So, for instance, if you've got school children and you need to do packed lunches for them, to do them in the evening is often better. If you're a person that has to go to work, sometimes doing something like that stuff called slow oats that you leave in the fridge, or getting all the ingredients chopped for your smoothie or something like that, and making them all ready so that you can have something healthy, that's a good thing to do. So when you start the day right, it can leave you feeling a lot more positive throughout the day. So another one of the things you can do to help yourself is to surround yourself with positivity. I've spoken before about kindness, and positivity is like another side of a similar coin. I've also spoken about journaling, and excuse me, I'm just having a slug of tea. And one of the things you can also is have like a positive journaling with positive prompts and things that can really help you. So positivity for yourself and the people that are around you. We all know how great it is to have positive friends, and sometimes we need to be the positive person for our friends or our hubby or our wife or our sister, brother, cousin, aunt. Whenever I say sisters, cousins, and aunts, I think of a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, and the one character that I played, whose name was Cousin Hebe. And my lines, and I think I said them 100 times throughout the show, were, and so do his sisters and his cousins and his aunts. And so every time I think of sisters and cousins and aunts, I think of that. Sorry, I digress. When you surround yourself with positive people, though, it does help you to be more positive. There is also the fact that you do need to know when to seek help. Sometimes a little mild depression can be helped and overcome with things like some of the tips I've mentioned. But if you are very, very down, if you find that you don't want to get out of bed in the morning, or that you're crying a lot, there are times like that for many, many people in life, and it is absolutely important that you go and see your doctor, that you ask for help. Your doctor will know how best to advise you and whether you should see a counselor or who you should see that can help you. You may need medication, you may not, but it is important to seek help when one feels really down. There's really, really, really no shame in that. There's so many people that suffer from depression. So please hear me when I say that. Another one of the things, though, that now I'm coming back to things like colouring and life in general, is that brings us down is this comparing yourself to others. You're different from everybody else. Celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that you offer a unique perspective in everything, whether it's your art, whether it's the way you chat, whether it's the way you dress, whether it's your hair, your home, anything. It's your unique perspective, and celebrate it. We should all be thanking you for being different. If you're constantly comparing yourself, it means you aren't happy with who you are. Why? Why aren't you happy? We're all brought up to conform to society. Oh my goodness, goodness me, I see that so much. Luckily, not so much now that I'm not at school anymore, but when you're dealing with teenagers. If you don't fit in within society's norms, you looked upon disapprovingly. However, most people aren't normal in the truest sense of the word. Everyone has quirks and idiosyncrasies. It's the differences that allow us to find solutions to problems. It also keeps us from getting bored. Imagine if everyone was truly the same. There'd be absolutely nothing new to discover about one another. I think some of my very, very best friends have been made in the theatre. And believe you me, the theatre world is peopled with people that are different. And it is wonderful. I think that's why I fitted in so well in the theatre world. There are some reasons to conform. For instance, it's always nice to say please and thank you. If somebody gives you a gift, it's really good manners to thank them for it. You need to follow the rules and the laws in your country and your community. Very important. Otherwise, you suffer the consequences. Also, you want to treat others with respect, so hopefully they'll return that favor. However, if you try to act in ways in which others believe you should, you aren't going to live your life to the fullest. That's why you should get out of the habit of comparing yourself to others. When you do this, you're likely setting unrealistic expectations and they will lead you to be disappointed. Comparing yourself to others will result in you resenting those people. They have their reasons for being the way they are, and it has nothing to do with you. Let them be. I'm digressing quickly to say I kept wondering if I should try a Prismacolor pencil, but I didn't. I stayed, even with the white, I stayed with the cause. If the qualities, I'm going back now to my my little talking about comparing and things like that. If there are qualities that you admire in others, there's absolutely nothing wrong with trying to adopt some of those admirable qualities. But same happens with art. If you like the way somebody does blending, then you go and follow a YouTube video and see how they do them, and you bring it into your own coloring and you love the difference you see. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's perfect because it brings you happiness. However, it shouldn't get to the point where you're trying to redefine who you are and be like those people. You aren't them and you never will be. We're here for such a short time. I think it's very important that we celebrate who we are. I think mums with young children these days tend to do that better than like when I was brought up. I mean, we were told children are seen and not heard, and we had, I mean, my sister and I were chatting the other day about how we would go and visit with my parents. We'd go and visit a grandmother and grandfather, and we'd be sent into the bedroom so as not to disturb the adults. And in that bedroom, there was a box with knitting needles and one little, my aunt in the house in whose bedroom we used to get sent to play, she used to work for a quilting company, an eiderdowns they called them in those days, not quilting as in American patchwork quilts. They were eiderdowns, and she had one or two sample books of the different fabrics you could choose for your feather eiderdown. And I used to love playing with them, and I used to talk to these pieces of fabric, and my sister and I used to set out knitting needles in colors and lengths and pretend they were people, pretend they were school children, pretend they were getting dressed in different pieces of fabric. We made up stories, and we would have to play for hours quietly, and we'd get yelled at if we made a noise. Now, obviously, you don't do that these days. It's seen that people need to be seen for who they are and appreciated a bit more. And I mean, I'm with my grandchildren, I've got a whole cupboard full of toys and games that I absolutely love having, and there's nothing I like more than reading to them or playing with them and making them feel important, doing art with them. But It's just, I think that things were different in those days. I do apologize for my head getting in the way again. It's just the way I need to see, and I didn't realize it was all my grey hairs. Oh, goodness me. I'm using now my Supertips again. I loved how they worked on this paper. I mean, they worked an absolute charm. I finished talking about serious subjects now, and I'm back to colouring. I wanted to mention and ask a little favour. I do, of course, there won't be any. Yeah, I will link some Crayola Supertips in case you don't have them, and I'll see if the cores are available on Amazon. I don't think so. They're actually very nice, inexpensive pencils. If they are available, I'd recommend them. But I loved the Supertips on this compared with on Amazon paper. When you use them on Amazon paper, they bleed through. With this, they didn't show even a shadow on the other side, and they went down really smoothly. It was such a pleasure. I wish I had a bigger set. I've only got 24. That's the biggest set you can get in South Africa. But I wanted to ask a little favor. If you are planning on doing any shopping, whether it's for food or whether it's for clothing or anything, if you wouldn't mind going via one of my links on Amazon. It is an affiliate link, and I get about 30-40 cents if you buy something after clicking on that link. But I promise you it doesn't cost you any more than if you did a Google search for what you wanted, or if you just logged on to Amazon. So it really does help me, and I'm getting close to maybe at the end of January. If I get a few more people purchasing through my links, I should get a small gift voucher for about $10 or something, and then I would be able to buy some more products for bringing here and being able to review for you and sharing with you. So just a little favor to ask. So you don't have to buy the actual product I'm showing you. If you just go through my link and buy hot chocolate, it still goes through my link and it still helps me. So I just thought I'd mention that, and I hope you don't mind me doing so. I decided, I think, to go on the top of this with gel pen to make this a red and yellow spotted flower. I think what I'm going to do for the rest of this coloring is just put on some music, because I've run out of things to say, and I'll put on some pretty music produced by Epidemic Sound. I do like the music they make. And I'm going to, in my next video, be starting the color along that you all voted for on my channel. And if you haven't seen the community tab, just look above the videos and you'll see where it says on my channel, where it says community. Gives you an opportunity to vote for the picture. We're going to do something from Johanna Basford's Johanna's Christmas, and it looks to me like picture number 2 has won the vote. And I'll start doing a colour along in that. And I think for a change, I'm going to actually use Polychromos pencils. So I think I'm going to do that. Or I may end up using Supertips and Polychromos. I'll see. That will go faster. Okie dokes, so enjoy the music and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now. hope you enjoyed that music, and if you're still with me, I've decided I'm going to do this in a few videos, especially these longer ones. I'm going to make a secret word, and in this particular video, let's make our secret word gel pens. So if you've got to this stage in the video, leave me a comment and say gel pens in your comment. Try to make it part of a sentence, or otherwise just say gel pens, and I will know that you've reached this part of the video. I often wonder how many of my viewers actually watch the whole long video. I know when I watch videos, some of them I watch the whole video and really enjoy. Some of them I kind of fast forward through because we're all so busy. I was getting to the stage of this picture where I was wanting it done, which is why I ended up using my super tips for this. And then also I kept finding I don't know how you find pictures that go right up to the edge of the page like this. I find it a little bit difficult sometimes to color. I much prefer pictures that have got borders around them. I find them just easier to navigate on a page. I've sort of Googled, I can't remember now if I Googled or if I popped her into Instagram or Pinterest or one of those, this Nadia Wedin, to have a look. And there's some, I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video that she's a fabric designer, but there's some like crockery, I think dinner services, I saw some plates, I saw cushions and things like that with very similar patterns to these. So I think what she must have done is taken some of her designs and turned them into a coloring book. And when I followed, I was looking to find a link to be able to help you guys find this book in case you'd like to buy it. And I went to Color with Claire, who has her blog with all the links and things, and the link to the pen store with this, you get a 404 not available anymore when you follow that link. But I saw when she wrote the review on this book, it was 2016, so it's a long time ago that this book came out. I don't think it ever gained a huge popularity, and I often wonder why, because it's actually a really beautiful book. What makes one book more popular than another? I'd love to know the answer to that. I'd love to know how people, like for instance, Johanna Basford, she's such a lovely woman. I mean, she's so attentive to her fans, the way she makes lots of things available for free and everything. But as she started, it's just amazing when somebody can be like that. And then Hannah Carlson, also very popular. Maria Troll, also very popular. I wonder, is it just a couple of colorists that latch onto those people and they're good colorists and so the work gets seen? I often wonder. As you look at this now, and you will remember at the beginning of the video, those little red, I think they're tomatoes. That's what my interpretation was. Maybe they're berries, but they look a bit big. They look more like cherry tomatoes. I had just done them with Crayola Supertips, but then I went over them with the coarse pencils again just to make them more richly red and vibrant. I do like a nice deep pinky red. And I was too lazy actually to open my pencil case and get the pale pink to make this the same color as the other ones. This is me when I've reached the end of a picture. I've had enough and I want to finish. So I did this one more in the purples, and I think I should have gone to the pink just to make it fit in, but anyway, I think it looks okay. I think that's why I'll never be a great artist. I do get to a stage where I want things done. What I'm using here is a Derwent blender pen, so it's got that sort of blender fluid. I think it's, I don't know, but it, anyway, it's sort of like when I use the Zest it sort of melts the binders and allows the pigment just to go in. So the page is nearly done. And remember, gel pen if you reach the end of the video. And my favorite jelly roll that struggled actually to go on. I think it was still a little bit wet from the blender pen. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you leave me a comment. Lots of love to everybody, and thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. Bye-bye now.